City of Whittier, though, about to try and pull a fast one on its residents. There's no justice on this Thursday. KTLK, AM 1150. I'm David Cruz.
Your voice, K-Talk, AM 1150. This is the radio station you are looking for.
KTLK, AM 1150. It is your voice. I'm David Cruz, Thursday edition. Thank you for being here. So I'm telling you about cities that are on the brink or headed towards some serious financial troubles. A story that's been well documented now, but how are cities coming up with what I call kind of like creative accounting? There's nothing too creative when you knuckle down on the people you're supposed to be serving. So we get this information from people who live in Whittier. Let me share with you what they're facing. Now, they've tried to get attention everywhere else, and so far, nada. No one cared. We care. We care. Because they're using their voice, so I'm going to give them a voice. And you're going to hear from one or two of the residents in a minute, but let me just share with you what these conscienceless, no conscience, water companies are doing. Because water companies, let me tell you, this is a big deal. You may think just because you're a little water company or you have a little water company in your neighborhood, they don't do anything. Are you kidding me? They control that precious resource you get, and we need water. You say, well, David, I really don't use water from the faucet. I buy bottled water, or I go out and I get it, whatever you do. Well, that still would not avoid the fees they can levy against you. Because most municipalities have what's called a meter fixed monthly charge. And it varies according to the size of the water meter. It's the kind of pipe that you have coming into your meter. So let's say that you live in the west end right now of Whittier. We call it West Whittier. And you're getting a 3/4-inch water meter fixed monthly service charge. Well, it used to be $2 a month. Not bad. That's just like you're connected to us, everybody pays a couple of bucks. It used to be. Guess what they did? It went up 750%. They hiked it to $14.93. Now you say, well, that's still not too bad because next door, the suburban water system, which serves the east end of Whittier, well, they charge $17.07, so you're kind of in the ballpark. But this is where politicians get the taste, and before long, it's another fix. Mira, hit me again. So guess what they want? Effective August 1st. What, 2 or 3 months from now? What had been a $2 fee that went to $14.93 will go up to $44.34 a month. That's just for having the privilege of a meter in the city of Whittier. That does not include your water consumption. That's on top of. That's just the hookup fee. Oh, and by the way, if that doesn't strike you, then effective next year, August 1st of 2014, they're now thinking, and they've got they're salivating at it. Oh, they can taste it. Yeah, they can taste it. The water coming in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they can taste it. Serve me some more, please. More of this residential taxpayer money. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep the slop coming in. Next year, they want to hike this puppy from $44.34 a month, which is proposed for this August, to $73.75 beginning August 1st of 2014. Now, this is all stuff that the residents there are telling me. It's coming from them to me to you. Now, we've reached out to the city. City says one of these famous lines Mondo has, don't got time for that. They don't got time to talk to me. They don't got time to talk to you. They got money to be counting. They're in the back room counting the money. Enjoying the Oh, yes. Oh, they're all together. They're having a great old time. But the people are the ones who are worried, because if you're on fixed income, $73 a month, let me tell you where it goes. That's what, 850 more or so a year? That's a lot of money. And that's just for residents. That's just for residents. Let me show you what it's going to mean for businesses and apartment buildings. If they have the larger meters, like a 2-inch or a 3-inch or a 4-inch, let me give you just the 3-inch, right in the middle. Currently, they pay $144. Let me tell you what they want to go to. Effective August of this year, $429. Then by August of next year, $714. That's just to get hooked up. Here's what residents are asking. Isn't this incredible? Because this is in addition to any water usage. It's a recurring fee. It doesn't matter whether you use 1 gallon or 5,000 gallons. It's going to be added on top of the meter fees. So in case you think that by cutting back on your water usage, you're going to save money, not the case. That's not really what we're talking about. It's the fixed fee. And to me, this is the kind of stuff, it becomes sinister. Oh, we don't hike rates in Whittier. We're not hiking taxes. No, you're just changing the fees. As a good old friend of mine in retail used to say, no, that doesn't cost more. That's just a different price. You got to love it. You got to love it. When you're selling something retail and someone says, wow, that's a lot, he would always have a comeback. Compared to what? Compared to what? Here's a lot of money. Compared to what? Well, what do you compare water to? You can't. So the fixed meter fee, don't let your eyes glaze over. This is happening in most communities. You just don't know it. Do you know what your fixed meter rate is? And do you know what you can do to find out? Yeah, I give you these little items, and all you have to do is take action. You need to find out, what are your garbage rates in your town? How come in some towns they pick up 3 cans and in yours they pick up 2? So you pay, like I do, I pay 3 times as much compared to where I used to live, and they only pick up 2 of the 3 cans. I have to rotate one. Now you think, oh, come on, Cruz, get over it. No big deal. Well, wait a second. You live in a city of 250,000 people or more. That starts to add up. And this is the thing with you and me. We don't think it matters until it starts to affect you. And then you get dunned. And then they come leave that little notice on your door because you refuse to pay a fee. It isn't that you're not paying your bill. It's those added, piracy fees that they tack on. And they just keep adding interest on them. And more and more and more. You can't walk away from this kind of a problem. And it's wrong. It's wrong. If the electorate doesn't want it, they should have a right to fight it. But politicians have a way of making you think that we're down to our last drop of water. If you don't pay this, we're out of water. There'll be no water. We will be living in a desert. Whittier will it'll evaporate. There's no water left. But if you pay us the $73.75 more a month, we will never again come back to you, Lai. We will never, ever, ever, 5 years, come back to you again next year. They'll just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And these people who serve on these municipal water boards, oh, you should see. Oh, my God, the perks are great. The perks are great. You should see Las Virgenes Water District up here, up on the 101. Cars for everybody. Oh, they're in tall cotton. You work for the Municipal Water District, baby. Other people's pocketbooks are drying up, not yours. That's the kind of stuff that people get sick of. All right, we're talking to a resident next in Whittier. I love that town. And I'm not going to let people do something to it, but you have to use your voice. And if you don't live in Whittier, why should you care? Because they're doing it to you in your town. You're just too dumb to know it, or you haven't checked. Not talking down at you. I'm just trying to wake you up. Let's get real. Hashtag LGR. Don't forget where you heard it. Check your fixed meter rate. See, that's where they create the slush funds. These monies, these reserves that keep building up. And if they can't manage what they have, for heaven's sakes, do what everybody else did. Tighten the belt. Stop squeezing the little guy.
Your commute feeling shorter? That's just a side effect of listening to your voice, K-Talk AM 1150.
KTLK, AM 1150, it is your voice. It really is. And when your voice is heard, cities tremble. That's why some residents don't like to be heard at City Hall, because politicians, they don't like people who question them. Well, we have the right to question them, and we ought to. You may think that taking a water meter fee from $2 a month to a proposed $73.75 a month, that's on top of water usage, that this is cool, no big deal. Well, it is a big deal. It's a big deal to people who can't afford it. And even if you could throw money at them, why should you? What is the justification for just arbitrarily coming in and saying, oh, we need this money, so you have to pay it? It's not even based on usage, so conserving water is not what this is about. We have a resident from Whittier who has agreed to come on the air. You know, she's a little concerned. It's her town. I understand that. So we welcome you to the program.
Hi, David. How you doing?
Well, I appreciate you taking time to talk to me, and I appreciate the information on what's been going on. Have people been complaining to the city about this, or are people just kind of like sheep taking it lying down?
Well, first of all, I don't think most people even know this is happening. The city mails out a little blue slip of paper with their notice to propose fee hikes, and a lot of people just tend to toss it away. But I started walking the streets 2 or 3 weeks ago gathering signatures. Half the people weren't even aware, and the other half that were like outraged. So I'm starting to collect signatures, and so are other people. But I contacted your program in order to get the word out. We need to write letters. That's the only thing the city council is bound to consider.
Okay, so let me do a little math here. If we're looking at 5,669 residents alone using that 3/4-inch meter, let's just do a little math. If we're paying $15 a month, which is $14.93, the city collects $85,000 more a month. That's over $1 million a year. If they raise it to $45 per month, the city sees its revenue go up on this meter fee alone from $1 to $3 million. And if they raise it to $75 a month, the city ends up with a whopping, Mondo, $5.1 million a year. Why? Why do they deserve that or not?
Well, may I make a comment?
Sure.
I have subsequent information that I obtained from the city Public Works Department this morning.
Give it to me.
The actual numbers of the affected property owners are 11,337.
What? So we're doubling the number. So they're going to start off at 2 to then 6 and then to 10 million more a year. This is now becoming real change, isn't it?
That's right.
All right. What about your city council? Isn't the city council on top of this and saying, wait, we can't levy these kinds of charges on people?
Well, the city council are the people proposing it. So we are supposed to write our letters of protest if we don't want this to pass. And I'm having a tough time trying to get the word out that it has nothing to do with our water usage, just like you had stated earlier. It has to do with increasing the fixed meter portion, which is outrageous. So
let's see. Let's see who the city council is. Okay, we got Mayor Bob Henderson, Mayor Pro Tem Kathy Warner, Council Member Fernando Dutra, Council Member Joe Vinatieri, and Council Member Owen Newcomer.
Correct.
Great old Americans now, screwing the people. All right, so I'm going to tell the mayor pro tem, and her 3 cohorts there, Go someplace else to mine for gold. Don't do it on the backs of your own residents. How can anyone justify something like this in an economy that at best is still anemic? What are you hearing from the people themselves as you knock on their doors?
Oh, they just cannot believe this. I mean, they're thinking they need to let their lawn go brown because they can't use water. And say, that's not it. Has nothing to do with your water usage. They're just, we really don't know exactly what the funds are supposed to be going towards, even though they may say infrastructure or fixing broken pipes. I don't remember seeing a broken pipe here in the city as long as I've lived here.
Hey, you know what? It may be broken pension funds. That's what it is. Let's look at the businesses that are using the larger meters. And I really want to hand it to you. You are one of my crusaders. Thank you for speaking up for your community. If
Thank
you
you
are a business with a 3-inch meter, for example, the city currently is collecting $145 a month. So that would be about $1,740 more per year from you as a business owner. Once they go up to $429, they're going to be squeezing you for $5,100 more a year. And if they can raise it to $714 a month, you're going to be paying $8,500 more a year as a small business. Look, I'm a small businessman. We couldn't afford to pay this kind of money.
Right, right.
Okay, are the people going to mobilize? That's what I want to know. Are they going to do it?
Well, we're trying to get groups together, but, you know, it's very difficult at times. We're doing all we can. We're walking the streets. We're sending out information as good as we can. But I was trying to use your show as a vehicle to get the word out.
Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put a link on our site to the address that residents and businesses can write to. And also, Vanessa, let's go ahead and put an email there to the city clerk or the mayor's office. In fact, the mayor's got an email. We can write him.
Excellent.
Bob@HendersonInsure.com. Gosh, he's putting his own business in there. Not a bad way to get promoted, Mayor. All right, Vanessa, so why don't you go ahead and put his name in there? And, in fact, let's just be an equal opportunity outer. We put all the city council members. They like to run for office. Now that they're there, let's feel the heat in the kitchen. Kathy Warner at earthlink.net. How about that? So I think it's time that people mobilize, because it may seem like a nickel here, a dime there, a quarter there, but I'll tell you, it makes me sick to my stomach that hardworking people get squeezed every day. Now, we've reached out to the city, and they gave me some gobbledygook answer about, well, you know, we've got meetings, we've got a city to run. So I don't know if they're going to talk to us or not, but we're certainly trying to get them on. Again, your final words for the city, well, you know, not just Whittier, but all the people listening. Should they be checking their own meter rates?
Oh, definitely. My final word for the city of Whittier, who pays their water bill to the city of Whittier, because we're serviced by two different water companies. One part of Whittier is Suburban, but the city of Whittier needs to write letters and attend the city council meeting on June 11th, even if we have to flood the front lawn.
There it goes. A notice of public hearing. You've got time to plan for it. It's going to happen June 11th. Pardon me. We're going to put, I think I need some water. I don't know if I can afford it, Mondo. I didn't bring enough money with me. They're going to charge me a meter fee here at K-Talk. This is going to happen at 6:30 on the 11th of June. We're going to put everything up on our website. Let's keep tracking this. Keep beating the drum. And if you get more people who are angry enough to use their voice, tell them I'll give them an outlet. How's that?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your help.
All right. Hey, have a good afternoon. Save that water. See you later.
You.
City of Whittier. What a beautiful town. You know, first of all, I'd like to see a more diverse city council. That's one thing I'm going to tell you right now. I'd like to see some Latinos on there and also some African Americans, maybe some Asians on there. How come it looks there like, Little House on the Prairie time? Like nobody ever made it